Halo.
Hey up lads and lasses, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo, and in this video I just wanted to talk a little bit about Halo Infinite, its customization, and how I think it is absolutely incredible thus far. Now just before we do delve into that, I do just want to talk about the shop for one moment, because I think whilst the shop is a great idea, you can go through to access your battle pass here, I think there are some issues I have with it in terms of what exactly the prices cost for credits. So 1,000 credits, 8 Great British pounds, are probably about $10–11. I don't know how that equates over there, but for that amount you get this bundle, and I forgive the pun, I just don't think that's great bang for your buck personally. So that would be one bit of feedback I give to 343, is that I think that's quite expensive for what it is. Now I appreciate it's a free to play game, so this is how the model's set, but that's just my opinion. But to the good stuff. Now I want to talk about vehicles, weapons, everything in between. This game is incredibly deep, so we're going to go over pretty much all of the customization in this video. Of course, we all know the armor coatings. These things caused a lot of controversy back when the game kind of first announced them, when they were coming out with the Monster Energy tie-ins and stuff like that. We didn't have a full context. I don't mind. I understand people's gripes of wanting to choose their own color, but like I say, it's a free-to-play game, so I think we need to bear in mind there will always be that model. I think the helmets so far are very restricted in terms of what's available. Of course, there is the battle pass, and you'll unlock things through that. Out of the box, so to speak, I think this game is kind of lacking in terms of that variety. I know a lot of people will miss the old-fashioned way of either just unlocking it through points or grind, but I think for new people, they might look at this and think, there doesn't seem to be a lot here, but there is. But we'll get into that in a little bit. We have visor colours. Visor colours are fantastic. It's not just the colours as well, there are various textures. We also have chest plates, which I think look pretty great. Very much a Halo Reach thing, but I think they've done a better job than Halo Reach. They're making each one look unique and identifiable on their own. Of course, we have shoulders. For the first time ever, we have hands, although there's nothing here just yet, and then wrists and utilities that go on the leg. And just to go back to the store, of course, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, well, what the hell, there's not a lot there. But actually, when you go through your battle pass, especially if you buy the premium battle pass, you will see there's a lot more stuff just waiting to be unlocked. So if it looks a little bit bare bones, just bear in mind most of it is all in here. So overall, the armor haul, I think it's great. You know, there's lots of different presets you can have as well with these skins, and I think a lot of these, I've got to say, if any was my favourite, I would probably go with I'd either go with this one for Cloud9 because it looks pretty great, maybe Space Station because you got to rep your boy Uber Nick as well, show my man some support, and that's an interesting description. And of course, along with all this, we've got knees. We have emblems that can go on your Spartan. This is one thing I do want to show off. So in March, April time, I was brought on board to start testing Halo Infinite with 343. So I've been playing this for a while. I kind of knew about a lot of this anyway, but couldn't say anything. So here we are. But we got this custom emblem. And not only can you just change what emblem is on your Spartan and weapon, which we'll look at in a moment, you can also change the color tones of it, because you might think, well, that blue just absolutely contrasts way too heavily with what I've got. So you can change it to, let's say, a green to make it more appropriate for the aesthetic, shall we say. And we have armor effects. I mean, I'm going to be real with you guys. I love these armor effects. They are fantastic. The frame rate on that one looks a bit jank, but it looks great nonetheless. And mythic effects. So these are obviously when it looks like when you spawn in, I'm assuming, or when you do an action. So yeah, it looks like when you do an action, this happens. So when you grapple, it sets a light. When you spawn, when you slide. I think this is like a double-edged sword, because you're going to make it really visually obvious when you're doing something in game, But if you're good and confident in your ability, then why not, right? So we are going to kind of skim over these just a little bit. Of course, here we have weapons. Now, one of the interesting things, and spoiler, this is a leak, one of the interesting parts is you can select a model. Now, selecting a model means that it's going to be a different type, a different variation of that weapon. So, for example, spoiler, you can get the Halo 5 assault rifle. This was part of some of the data mines and a screenshot that is online and available. I won't show it here, but it is a thing. You've obviously got your coatings, they all look fantastic. Big fan in general. As well as this, you've also got kill effects. Kill effects are basically when you kill someone, it's kind of like Rocket League. You see the skull come out there. Whenever you score a goal in Rocket League, it gives a certain boom or effect when you score that goal. And this is kind of what I really like about Halo Infinite. I think that's quite a cool effect, and it kind of puts your mark. You know when you've been killed by that one person. Weapon charms, I think these things are great. I would love to see what they can bring in the future to these. Maybe an ultimate Halo weapon charm. Looking at you, 343. But honestly, there's so much you could do community-wise, lore-wise, just little references to things. So hopefully we'll see more of that going forward. Vehicle bait, now I must admit this bit is pretty straightforward. You, of course, get your coatings, which look great. Of course, once again, you get your emblems that can go on top. You can change the design, all for that. And as well as this, you can adjust the model. So here there are different variations, different windscreens, different body parts. So I would like to see how, like, not bastardized they become, but like how we can change the fundamentals of customization and vehicles in Halo Infinite. We also have prosthesis or prostheses plural. I butchered that, but as you can see, different options there. It looks great. AI model, I really want the superintendent. I won't talk about the leaked ones, but the leaked ones did look like there were some really cool ones. So I like Fletch. When I put it on, it was Joe Staten, which I think is incredible. Not against that in the slightest. It'd be cool to get like a grunt one maybe, or just some other characters in Halo. And of course you can change your colour. Let's make it a bit more of a yellow, orange for Ultimate Halo. Lastly, Spartan ID. Now, of course, you have your service tag. I've had a few people over the years who've noticed this say, why is T36 your Spartan tag? And that's simply because T36 was the auto-generated one given to me in Halo 3, and I've kept it ever since then. You can also edit your voice, so you can have it however you like if you feel something's more appropriate. There are male and female voices. Once again, as mentioned before, you can edit what emblem is on your Spartan, of course, along with the color palette. You can also change the background of your designs. So if you want to have a different background to your nameplate, by all means, go ahead and edit that away. And then finally, your stances. These are incredible. So these will also appear in the lobby when you're waiting with your friends, and just to make you look like a general badass. So overall, I think customization in this game is off to a great start. Of course, there is a big paywall locked behind some stuff. I think some stuff are expensive to buy outright, but hopefully those are also the same things you can just go straight in and earn with the battle pass. Of course, I think it's unreasonable to expect all this to come for free when at the end of the day we are playing this for free. You know, it's a business after all. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think to Halo Infinite's customization? Do you think the armors themselves look great? And what do you think to the pricing? Do you think some of this stuff is reasonable, or would you like to see 343 maybe just sort of scale them back a little bit and make them a little bit more affordable, and maybe make you want to spend more money long term? But let me know. Once again, my name is Jack Fletcher, and I will see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.